Hey guys, Dennis here with you. Thanks for being a part of this video. Today we're talking about the 3 factors that fuel your anxiety and the 3 factors that you need to take into consideration in order to help you with your general anxiety, your generalized anxiety. So I'm going to dive deep into this stuff, guys. There's going to be no sugarcoating in this video. There's just going to be a lot of practical tools, relatable stories, and I'm going to fill you guys with some real deep inspiration so that you can look your fears in the eyes and begin taking control of your life. Now, yesterday we had a very powerful episode with Dr. Denise McDermott. Dr. Denise shared with us the importance of taking care of your mind, taking care of your body, and taking care of your spirit. Okay? The Triad. Now, many times when we engage in this anxiousness on a daily basis, we run these patterns of mind, body, spirit that we're truly not aware of. They're unconscious. They're deeply embedded. They are our core beliefs that manifest as feelings, right? So Dr. Denise talked about the importance of taking a full mind, body, spirit approach to healing anxiety and helping you with your mental health, therefore helping you with your physical and spiritual health. But I personally need to go back a couple years and share with you guys some of the things that led to my generalized anxiety, and you might be able to relate to this as well. Now, growing up as a kid, I was always expected to be a certain way. I was expected to do things a certain way. I quickly realized that when we come to this planet, when we come to this world, we come to the world full of confidence, fearless. We go from crawling to walking, and while we're trying to walk, we fall and we get up again, we fall and we get up again 100 times, and we never give up. We've got this incredible willingness, this incredible drive to overcome the challenge that we had as kids, okay? That started with walking, then it started with talking, then it started with eating, then it conversing and socializing and learning and all this stuff. As we went about our lives, as we get into teenage years and adulthood, we begin to create these blocks, these layers upon layers of fear and doubt. And when we create all these fears and doubts, it puts more and more space between who you truly are and who you are becoming. And a lot of times we, as a society, as people, become these fearful people that run these patterns of thought, that run these patterns in our body that doesn't serve our highest good. When I was a kid, my dad would always tell me, the only way I could feel good about myself or feel like I was achieving something or feeling great as a person was if I actually got a certain result. If I won a tennis match, if I completed a study, if I did something a certain way, then I had the green light in order to feel good. I truly, at the time, had no power over any of that stuff. My teachers were the same. I mean, how many times do we get F's in school back in the day and we feel completely dumb, stupid, crappy about ourselves, and then we go about our lives with that experience, with that memory deeply embedded in us, and we lose our true voice. We lose the identity, the true person that we truly are. I'm here to say that the more you strive to become someone, the more you strive to be a certain way or have something in your life, the more pain you're adding to your life. Okay? And this goes out in the outside world, the external world, where we go out there and we do our best to engage with people, and we do our best to create a result in our lives. We do our best to look a certain way, to be sexy, to be funny, to be that outgoing person in social environments. We're always trying to be. We're always trying to have that car, that new house, this, that. And there comes a point, and there came a point in my life where I said, you know what? I just don't give a shit anymore. I just don't give a shit anymore. Okay? Because what Anthony Robbins said so well is that we, in fact, as a society, become experts in things that truly are not any kind of importance to our well-being or anything that serves us for our higher selves. Okay? And so it's really, really important that you guys do the same thing as I did and audit your life. Take a good look at every aspect of your life that may be fueling your anxiety. But here's the thing. My generalized anxiety for 6 years was basically this step-by-step thing. I always felt like, what was going on? Why was it that when I was around my bosses or coworkers or other people and they were a certain way, they were this kind of outgoing person that was really, strong with their verbal words and their presence and such. Why did I always shy away from those kind of people? Why did I always become so anxious around those types of people? I quickly realized that between the ages of 0 and 7, and then continuing on in our childhood, was the time where my anxiety started. And because it started there, unless I dug deep and really handled those experiences, changed those experiences, changed those memories from the past, dealt with those fears, nothing in my today's world was going to change. I could have all the willpower I wanted. I could have all the analytical, stuff and the rational, and my mind could rationalize with everything. I could give it all this conscious awareness, but I didn't handle it at the root. So what did I do? I went to my dad. I said, Dad, here's how it was when I was growing up. Even though you may not have noticed it, you caused a lot of anxiety in my life. You caused me to feel very little in my life. I handled it at the root. And therefore, when I became aware of it, when I challenged it, when I replaced it, that's when things started to change, and I started to see other people that were similar to my father in a different way. Okay? So it takes some conscious awareness. It takes a willingness to first learn, have the skill set to make a change in your life that will lower your anxiety levels, to learn the skill set, then to learn the proper mindset in order to make the change. So many people out there have this general anxiety on a daily basis, and they go, well, why are things not changing? I've got all this motivation, I've got all this willpower, I wake up in the morning listening to motivational videos, and I'm ready, and then lunchtime comes around and I'm faced with a situation and I fall apart again. To those people I say, you don't have a mindset issue, you have a skill set issue. The way that you deal with those people, the way that you deal with your environment, right? So, and it goes the opposite as well. People wake up in the morning, they've got a great strategy, they've got the skills, they've studied tons, but they're not in touch with their unconscious mind enough, their core beliefs, that all of a sudden, when a feeling pops up and they have the strategies, they don't know how to deal with that feeling. Therefore, they are skill set people and they need to work on their mindset, their approaches to different challenges, right? So this kind of goes back and forth. It's like, are you a skill set, lacking the skill set, or are you lacking the mindset? And truly, guys, I want you guys to understand this really important concept. The more you engage in looking for the meaning of life, the more you engage in looking for the meaning of life, the answers, the more suffering that takes place. The more you live in the future, the more you live in the past. You're not living in the power of now. So when you're in that mindset, what's the meaning of life? Going about your days, what are the answers to this and that? And you're just making things so complicated. instead of really just going back to simple things, the way we were brought up, as babies. We were there, we were playful, we were absorbed in what we were doing, we were focused on what we were doing, and we were creating any changes we wanted in our lives. Any challenge that we had, we looked at it head first and we said, you know what, I'm partaking in that. I don't have layers of doubt, fear, all those layers in place, right? I'm right there with my fear and my challenge. Therefore, I can look at it head on and do it, right? So the important thing, guys, is that as well, the avoidance of pain. A lot of people, last night I was up till like 4 a.m. answering tons of emails. People, Dennis, going through the program, I need your help. I'm stuck on a particular area and I'm writing them back, and people on Facebook and Twitter. And it's almost like this feeling of avoidance of pain. And what do I mean by that? Now, when you have pain, right, the opposite of pleasure, you're going about your day. All of a sudden you get a feeling and it doesn't feel good. It's painful. What do we tend to do with that pain? We push it away, right? We try to turn our attention to something else and hope that it'll go away. What do most people do that suffer from generalized anxiety? What do they do about it? Nothing. And when you do nothing about it, what result do you get? Nothing. You don't get a result. You get the same result that you have. Even though deep down you want changes to happen, they are not happening because you are not growing as a person. You are not getting it. So again, guys, this channel is not about sugarcoating. It's not about making you feel good. It's about getting to the root of the problem and solving it there. It's about giving you the support, strategies, mindset, everything, skill set to do it, to do what you want, to create the change that you want in your life. Because we're all capable of it. We've just been so out of touch with our unconscious mind for so many years that we forgot what kind of potential we actually have in this world. That's what's holding us back. So the avoidance of pain, in fact, will cause more pain. When you are faced with a situation, you've got anxiety, you wake up in the morning, what's going to happen, this and that, and you don't deal with that, you go into the shower without dealing with it in that moment, without first being aware of it, and then challenging it, looking at the evidence, and then replacing it with a new empowering evidence-based belief or thought, then you haven't dealt with it. So much of our fears, so much of our doubts are based around 1 or 2 or 3 experiences that we've had in our lives. Now, if we talk about the mind part of things, in the mind, body, spirit connection that we're talking about today, a history of success. Basically, when your unconscious mind is doing what it does and takes in information throughout the entire day, it goes back to the experiences in the past and it says, how did we handle it back then? What kind of result did we get? Depending on that result, if it kept us happy or if it kept us safe, it will continue to give you the same feelings and help you to act in the same way in that challenge. So let's say that you're going about your day and you're faced with a situation. A guy comes up to you, you become anxious about it, you owe him money, okay? And he just comes up to you and goes, hey, where's my money? Where's my money? I don't have your money, this and that, right? And all of a sudden it's this snowball, this chain of events that happens within you, and you're basically, your unconscious mind is going, how did we handle it before? Hey, it worked because it got us past this situation, right? And your unconscious mind goes, hey, let's do it again. Let's create that same behavior, right? And until you start to consciously get in there and stop those patterns, break the patterns, and start to replace them with new empowering beliefs, new empowering patterns and routines and rituals, nothing changes. That's how the mind works. But so many of us would rather die than think. We would rather die than to actually go into our mind and challenge some of that stuff that's going on and replace some of that stuff with new evidence-based beliefs and patterns and routines, right? So that's kind of where we are with generalized anxiety. We have this problem, and we see the problem as being massive. And because it's massive, and because it overtakes our whole lives in every aspect, our relationships suck. Our leisure time isn't even relaxing anymore. Our careers is going down the drain. We aren't even educating ourselves in some of the things that we were passionate about back in the day. All these things are happening on a daily basis to you because you're running the same routines and rituals on a daily basis. And the best way to overcome those things is to break the pattern. Now, when we talk about fears and anxiety, though, the unconscious mind also loves success. It actually is open to change. It is open to change. Now, think about this. You have a breakthrough. You have a challenge that normally causes a lot of anxiety. And through the program, and I work with people one-on-one on a daily basis, and I see these transformations every single day. They have a breakthrough, a success. What starts to happen? The next time they have that experience, watch what happens to the gap. It was like that, but now it's shrunk, right? Now that self-assurance, that belief in ourselves grows. When that belief in ourselves grows, it shows in different aspects of our lives. We can go and mingle with that person that we haven't talked to in a long time, and we've got some momentum now. But I want to give you guys another example from my own life. It wasn't until I actually was in the shopping mall at Nordstrom's picking up a pair of shoes, and this lady behind me goes, "Hey, are you the anxiety guy?" And I went, yeah, about 6 months ago, because I had a gap there where I stopped working on, my purpose, my mission in life, to help people, to release as much suffering as there is in this world as far as anxiety goes. And she goes, "Are you the anxiety guy?" And I was like, "Well, yeah, I guess I am." And she goes, "Oh my God, you helped me so much. Your inspiration, your tools, the person you are, how real you are as a person is just so different than what I normally see out there." And I was like, "Wow, thank you so much." We had this conversation, and she told me how well she did through the program and everything like that. And it started to create these questions in my mind. And the questions were basically, the more I start to engage with other people, the more I try to help people with the skill sets that I have and this passion, this purpose I have, the better I become, right? But when things are always about me, that's when suffering actually takes place. And you see that every day in this world. So many people giving back. Why? Why are so many people out there giving back? Creating online businesses, creating incredible free content for people through the cognitive behavioral therapy approach. NLP practitioners out there, inspirational success stories. Why are they doing that? They're not doing that so much, they're doing it for other people, but they're also doing it for themselves, what they get in return. So again, I urge you guys to start today to go, you know what, how can I add more value to other people? Therefore, when I add more value, when I help other people in some way, I'm actually adding so much to my own life. And that's truly how it goes, guys. And I want to thank you guys for being a part of this video. Please subscribe, give me a like on this video if you enjoyed it. Shoot me a comment below. I'd love to hear your own experiences, guys, as far as the triad goes. Mind, body, spirit, all connected in one to try to create the greatest change, the most rapid change in our lives. I love you guys. I'll see you guys in the next video. Make sure to subscribe. Remember, you are more than anxiety. Connect with me on Twitter. Bye, guys.